From a psychotic executive to an on-set meltdown, here is what you didn't know about Christian Bale. Number 14. Young years. Christian Bale was born on January 30th, 1974, in Haverfordwest, Wales. Even though he was born in Wales, he considers himself English. His mother, Jenny James, performed in the circus, riding elephants, dancing, and introducing acts, and his father, David Bale, was an animal rights activist and entrepreneur. Christian also has 3 sisters, Louise, an actress and producer, Aaron, a musician, and Sharon. As a child, Bale notably moved around a lot and never had the chance to put any roots down. However, he enjoyed the lifestyle the majority of the time and has stated that it prepared him for his life as an actor. He got his first role in 1982 in a Lenore fabric softener commercial. In 1983, he played a child rock star in an ad for Pac-Man cereal. A year after that, Bale took the stage for a role in The Nerd at the West End Theatre in London. He was attending classes at Bournemouth School at the time, but dropped out at the age of 16. Christian's mom and dad separated in 1991, which caused a lot of turmoil for him. However, he ultimately chose to live with his father, and they moved to Los Angeles, California when he was 17 years old. Number 13. Breakthrough. Christian Bale had a couple of jobs before, but he got his first movie role in 1986 in Anastasia, The Mystery of Anna, a television film. Soon after, he played in Heart of the Country, a miniseries, and Mio in the Land of Faraway, a movie about a young boy whose dreary life is transformed when he travels to a magical land and discovers that he is a prince. However, it wasn't until his role in Steven Spielberg's Empire of the Sun that Bale truly got noticed. He played the role of Jim, a boy from England trying to survive life under Japanese rule during World War II, for which he earned an award for the National Board of Review of Motion Pictures. At first, the recognition he received for his part was too much for him to handle, so Christian considered quitting acting, but he was convinced to play in the 1989 film Henry V by Kenneth Branagh, the director. He went on to take roles in Treasure Island, Newsies, Swing Kids, and Little Woman, for which Winona Ryder had recommended him. Christian's other early films include The Secret Agent, All the Little Animals, and A Midsummer's Night Dream. Number 12. American Psycho. In 1999, Bale was given the role of Patrick Bateman in the film American Psycho. He was dropped for a short time, and Leonardo DiCaprio was supposed to take his place. However, Mary Herron, the director, didn't want him to play the part. She said Leonardo wasn't remotely right for the part. There's something very boyish about him. He's not credible as one of those tough Wall Street guys. At the time, DiCaprio fans were too young to see the R-rated film, and she was concerned about getting in trouble if they were to watch it. Lionsgate Films took the project away from Herron for a while because they wanted Leonardo in the role, even though she had chosen Bale already. Eventually, DiCaprio went off to film The Beach. Johnny Depp also showed interest in American Psycho, but Christian returned to the role in the end, and Mary ultimately got her way. They required her to cast more recognizable actors alongside Bale, including Jared Leto, Reese Witherspoon, and Willem Dafoe. In 2000, American Psycho premiered at the Sundance Film Festival. It was very controversial at first, but Christian was applauded for his acting skills. The movie earned several nominations and awards. Number 11. Pets. Something you might not know about Christian Bale is that he loves animals. He and his family have 5 pets. His 2 dogs are named Ramon and Mojo, and his 3 cats are named Molly, Lily, and Miriam. All of his animals were strays, but now they live a life of luxury. According to Animal Fair, Bale once housed various other animals, including some possums at his house in Southern California. His love for all of Earth's creatures stems from his childhood. His parents were always taking in strays and giving them a home. According to Bale's stepmother, Gloria Steinem, whenever his dad would see an injured animal, he would stop to check on it and often bring it to the vet. Number 10. Asleep on set. Most of us know that Christian Bale goes to extreme lengths for his various roles, so it might surprise you that he falls asleep on set pretty often. In an interview with GQ, he said that he dozes off fairly often. During the filming of Batman Begins, he was in the middle of a scene with Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine. Bale discussed the incident and said, "In the scene, I was meant to be waking up, so I laid down and just fell asleep, and I didn't hear action. So Michael and Morgan were talking, and I was supposed to join in. I woke up with Michael Caine poking me in the ribs and going, 'Look at that, he's bloody fallen asleep, hasn't he? He's bloody fallen asleep.'" Number 9. Awards. Since he's such a talented actor, it shouldn't come as a surprise that Christian Bale has won numerous awards for his work. In 2011, he earned his one and only Oscar for his role in The Fighter, in which he played Dickie Eklund, a former boxer who struggles with addiction to substances. Bale also took home a Golden Globe for the same film. He has multiple awards for the Central Ohio Film Critics Association, as well as Gold Derby Awards, an MTV Movie Award, 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, and a Seattle Film Critics Award. According to IMDb, Bale has a total of 107 nominations and 72 wins.
By the way, please hit the subscribe button, it really helps us out. Okay, now back to the video.
Number 8. Arrest. Life as a Hollywood star isn't always rainbows and butterflies. Nearly everyone in the spotlight faces adversity at some point in their career. In 2008, Christian Bale dealt with some legal problems himself. He was staying in the Dorchester Hotel for the launch of The Dark Knight when he allegedly lashed out at his mother Jenny and his sister Sharon. They made formal complaints at the Hampshire police station following the incident. When the press tried to contact Sharon about the issue, she simply stated that it was a family matter. Bale voluntarily went to the Belgravia police station in London the next day, before the red carpet event. He was in custody for several hours before the police released him on bail. Bale attended the movie premiere and 4 press conferences that followed. This was following his co-star's Heath Ledger's passing. Christian Bale denied the allegations, and it was reported that he didn't physically hurt anybody.
He apparently swore at his mother after he said some offensive things concerning his wife, Sandra. The charges against him were eventually dropped since there was no evidence.
Number 7. Charities. We already know that Christian Bale is an animal lover. He currently has multiple rescue pets, and his affection for all kinds of creatures began when he was a child. But did you know that he is also very involved in many charities and organizations aimed at helping the world's various wildlife? One of the groups he supports is the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, whose mission is to put a stop to the destruction of the ocean habitats and animals. Bale also backs Greenpeace, which works in 55 countries to preserve our forests, oceans, food, democracy, and climate. Another organization he supports is the World Wildlife Fund, whose primary goal is to safeguard the health of the entire world. In addition to these charities, Bale and his wife aid the Dian Fossey Gorilla Fund by serving on the board of trustees. Number 6. Ferrari. Christian Bale was supposed to play the part of Enzo Ferrari for Michael Mann's upcoming 2019 film. However, he dropped out of the picture due to health concerns. It will probably surprise many people out there that Bale ultimately decided against the part because he would have had to gain weight to play Ferrari.
But he said during a 2016 interview that he's getting older, so whereas he can gain and lose significant amounts of weight for roles before, he couldn't any longer without suffering consequences.
He went on to say, "I've had a series of accidents, motorcycle accidents, concussions. I've got so much metal in my body holding me together. It's a great shame because Michael is a very good friend, and it was a very special thing, but I just had too many red flags." He added, "And I'm a dad. I'm not messing around with that. So I just said I've got to surrender on this one." Hugh Jackman was announced to play the part instead. Number 5. Wife and kids. Christian Bale met Sandra Blazek through his friend, Winona Ryder. She was working for Ryder as her assistant at the time. Blazek was born in Chicago in April 1970. The two tied the knot on January 29, 2000. Their oldest child is Emmeline, who was born in 2005. They also had a son named Joseph in 2014. Number 4. The Machinist. Christian Bale played the role of Trevor Resnick in The Machinist in 2004. He gained a significant amount of attention for his role because of the extreme measures he took to become the character. His devotion to becoming Resnick was quite astonishing, as he lost about 63 pounds within a short time frame. Bale severely crash dieted, only eating apples, tuna, and drinking coffee. He even took up smoking cigarettes to curb his appetite. By the time filming came to a close, Christian only weighed 121 pounds, extremely low for his 6-foot-tall frame. He later talked about the weight loss in Men's Journal, stating, "I came up with the absolute brilliant method of just smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey to lose weight." I think we can all agree that it probably wasn't the healthiest route. However, the movie did very well and won several awards. Number 3. Interruption. Christian Bale might seem more than human because of his acting abilities and the way he transforms into different people for every role. However, he is still just a person, and during the filming of Terminator Salvation in 2009, he had a meltdown on set. He started screaming at Shane Hurlbut, the director of photography, who walked into Christian's line of sight while he was in the middle of filming an intense scene. Bale yelled that he was a distraction.
He said he wanted him off the set immediately, and their professional relationship was over. Bale also called him an amateur and various other profanity-filled names.
However, his co-stars from Terminator Salvation have stated that it was because it was a serious scene. They had been awake for about 2 days at that point, and they were dealing with other things that were making filming difficult. They also said the entire situation was highly misunderstood. But Bale didn't make excuses for himself. He apologized, saying his actions were inexcusable. He added that he acted like a punk and was out of order beyond belief. Bale also stated, "There is nobody who has heard that tape who has been hit harder than me." Number 2. The Dark Knight. Shortly after finishing the filming for The Machinist, Christian got the role as Batman in Batman Begins. This called for a considerable change in physique, especially since he was emaciated from playing Resnick. As you probably remember, Bale only weighed about 121 pounds at the time, and he was given 6 months to bulk up for his new role. He even stated later on that when it actually came to building muscle, I was useless. I couldn't do one push-up the first day. All of the muscles were gone, so I had a tough time rebuilding all of that. Christian ended up getting help from a professional trainer, and once again was successful with the transformation.
He gained about 100 pounds within those 6 months. In fact, he found out that he gained too much weight and had to drop to 190 pounds before they started filming.
Later on, he said that even though the suit made him feel ridiculous and was hot and uncomfortable, that he wouldn't complain because he got to play Batman. Bale became Batman again in The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. Number 1. Perform stunts. There are a lot of actors and actresses out there that are either afraid to perform their own stunts or can't take the risk for other reasons.
However, Christian Bale had no problem taking on the task himself during the Batman film series.
He trained in martial arts prior to working on the movies, specifically in the Kisi fighting method. Bale stated in an interview, "I do all of the fight sequences myself, although I do have a fantastic stunt double who is a great mixed martial artist, but it wasn't necessary. Nevertheless, he wasn't cut out for every stunt. During the scenes with the Batmobile and the Batpod, Bale let his double take the wheel." Literally.
Today's featured comment comes from Jamaisha on our Untold Truth of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson video. Thanks for your thoughts, Jamaisha. Don't forget to leave your thoughts below and we might feature you in a future video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.